Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace to the believers.
Peace to the non-believers.
This is Prolific Abdullah.
My name is Samba.
And you are now watching New World Television. Peace to my brother. I know we far a little bit today.
Yes,
but peace to you. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. I'm blessed, man. How you feeling?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Another day.
Yes, sir. We back. Episode 5.
For sure.
Last episode, episode 4, we talked about a lot of stuff. At the ending point, we more so was talking about the victim mindset, being passive with how things are with society, that mindset of, oh, this is how things are, this is how it is, ain't nothing I can do about it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's something we talked about from like episode 1 all the way till now.
Yeah.
So right now, when me and Prolific talk, we like, instead of always talking about it, we should create like a lesson or a framework for people to follow to get out of that mindset, because we're telling them the problem, we're telling them how the solution, but we're not telling them how to solve it. Yeah. So we're giving them a problem and a solution, mm-hmm. but not the steps to take to solve that problem. So now for today's episode, I'm going to lob it to my man, sure. And he's going to give y'all his breakdown and his framework of how to get out of that mindset and steps you can take to, you know, make yourself a better you. Because an important, valid point that he made in the last episode was that in 3 years, he don't want to recognize himself now. Right. So I feel like if you follow this model that he got for you guys, that he about to share, I feel like you won't recognize yourself. Maybe in not even 3 years, maybe in a year. Yep. So, and that's what we're trying to get to. You want to better yourself. Each and every day, you want to be a better version of yourself. So let's see what my man got for us today.
Peace. I appreciate that introduction,
yes,
brother.
Yes,
it's key to know this, right? We, like you said in the beginning, we always telling y'all what the problem is and how to identify it. But we haven't given you a structure or a step-by-step solution on how to solve these problems. So right here, what I'm going to present to you is these tools it's called the Ultimate Tools of Life. So the UTL, right? And the Ultimate Tools of Life consists of 5 tools. And with these 5 tools, you engage in the work process, right? Work, we talked about it, is to exert energy physically or mentally. So when you tap into these things, you are engaging in work. And when you're engaging in work, what you're starting to do is you start to tap into your fitrah, meaning the original state Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made you in, right? The role of Adam. The role of Adam was that he was a Khalifa. He managed his environment, but in order to manage your environment, you have to engage in the garden. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And you could step in too if you have any questions, just to keep that in mind as well.
For sure.
The first tool that I have, and I think is the most important tool, is called prayer. Mm-hmm. Everybody in here prays. Whether you believe in God or not, everybody prays. What do I mean by that? Well, everybody is constantly affirming something negative or positive within their life, right? So someone who has a thought and says, I don't feel like putting energy to this work, they are reaffirming inside of themselves, right? And it's manifesting in real life. When they encounter a situation, they don't put the energy or the willpower or the effort to overcome that. So they constantly manifest that in their real life, compared to someone with a whole different attitude, right? It's not that's a passive attitude that I just gave you. Yeah. But another attitude would be, no, I'm willing to find out, right? That's a whole nother power that you just tapped into. You're allowing yourself to be on a higher level, right? And that manifests through their actual trials and tribulations. When they come in contact with it, guess what? They're thinking, okay, there's a way out of it. Mm-hmm. How am I going to find a way out of it? So you're affirming something inside of your mind every single day. Each thought that you have is linked to an emotion. Mm-hmm. Each thought that you have is linked to an emotion, positive or negative, right? And this emotion grows within you, right? We talked about belief. It's not just a mental thing, but it's a heart thing.
Definitely.
So it's a circular motion, right? And it's a bubble. So each thought that we have, think about it as a bubble, right? It's emotional and it's a thought. It's an emotion and it's a thought. It's a bubble, and this bubble grows. It grows internally first, then expands out, and it becomes you, right? This is what they call aura, right? This is the invisible force field that's around your life. Like right now, if you was like a very tempered individual, you was a mad individual, I'll be able to see that through your body language. Yeah. But if I'm able to see that, I'm also able to see or come to the conclusion, oh, this is what he's been thinking in his mind, right? So we have to be able to be the managers of our thoughts, right? Because your thoughts, it has 2 warehouses. You have a negative thought factory and you have a positive thought factory. Yeah. But the thing is, what you have to do, you have to give both of them signals in order for them to start producing that work. Yeah. So once you start to say something negative, guess what? You hire all your negative thinkers to start producing. So the whole thing is to fire your negative thinking and hire your positive thinkers, right? Eventually, this aura that you got, this bubble that you got, it becomes your environment. And I'm not talking about your external environment. I'm talking about your internal environment, right? It's your foundation. It's where it's your inner man. It's that strong foundation within you. No matter what's going on externally, inside is solid, right? And this is how you create abundance, right? I've always used the understanding that we're made from earth, right? Like literally, we're made from earth. So we need to cultivate ourselves. Just like we cultivate the garden, we need to cultivate ourselves. And we do that by engaging in positive thoughts and identifying these emotions that we're dealing with. Anytime you put a seed inside of soil, a healthy soil, you're allowing that seed to produce its full potential. But anytime you put a seed in an unhealthy environment, right, that soil then lacks the nutrients and the structure for the plant to build its roots, right? In Islamic understanding, that's what you call oppression. You're constantly oppressing yourself. So if you, the man, the human, are not engaging in producing a better environment for yourself internally, you are therefore oppressing yourself. I don't know if you have anything to say about that at all.
So to go back to what you were saying about it being within, I think of it like this. Let me give you an example, right?
Yeah.
You got artificial grass, and then you got actual grass. Artificial grass is like turf. All right, so when you look at something artificial, you look at artificial grass and look at regular grass. All right, artificial grass, it looks more appealing to the eye. If you look at artificial grass, it's perfectly green, the right shade of green, perfect. And then, actual grass is this, right? But you know what's the difference between artificial grass and a real grass? Real grass has roots, and roots is within. So within is what's in you. So you may look good on the outside, but if it's not within you, it would never be significant. It would never be anything. It won't be anything. So when it comes back, when you was like, it's an emotional and a mental thing, a lot of people out here are artificial grass. Once you dig it up, all you see is turf. It's no foundation there. You can take it from one section and put it on another section, but real grass, when you try to pull it out that ground, that root is fighting because that's the foundation. So it all starts with the foundation. So that's kind of a way you can like make it visual for our visual learners out there. That's something that you can make it visual. What my man the gems he just gave us.
Boy, just popped the whole gem right there, boy. Popped the whole gem. I love that, bro. That's a great breakdown. And I never heard you. That was off the dome, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That was off the dome. I like that, bro. A lot of y'all are artificial grass. We want to look good on the external. That's what they was talking about at the event. We all want to look like we got money, but internally we don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to be vulnerable. When you become vulnerable, you then allow yourself to be real with yourself. Then find out the roots, right? To recreate your roots so that you can produce a better self or a strong foundation. So
they say you can lie to anybody. You can lie to anybody but two things. You can lie to anybody, but there's two things you cannot lie to. You can't lie to God. You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to anybody. You could tell anybody, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. But at the end of the day, when you come home, you got to deal with the actual you. I like that. God, that's the eye above. So you can't lie to God. You can't lie to God. You can't lie to yourself. You can try to fool yourself. You can try to brainwash yourself into believing something. You can try, but deep down, you know the real you and God know the real you. So you can't lie to those two entities. But anybody else, you can lie to.
There's some gems right there, bro. That's some gems. And this all starts with us cultivating the environment, nurturing ourselves. The reason I came up with this idea of prayer, because I was at a time in my life where I wasn't productive in a way that I love. I feel like everybody's productive. You just don't like what you're producing because you're being passive and not being intentional. When you become passive, there's going to be certain outcomes that you just don't like, right? But you haven't come to the senses of your mind that, okay, let me grasp this, let me be conscious of it, let me be aware of this, and let me take the steps to execute so I can produce another type outcome. The reason it's important to create a healthy environment is because that's 10 right there. All right, it's because in order to produce a bigger reality, right, the bigger vision, right, we talked about watering our seeds, right? The smaller parts of your idea, the nourishing parts of it is what pushes this idea out into the real world, right? So let's say we have this idea of this podcast or of this show, this networking, but it won't produce to its full reality to where we really want to make it if we don't actually believe in ourselves.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying? So those small attitude things, they build up into something. They build up into momentum. Why is it important to know this? Because Shaitan knows this. He uses it against you, right? So there's a lot of like conversation the media throws at you, images they throw at you, right? Certain type of music and affirmations they throw at you. And they do it so that, again, prayer is whatever you're reaffirming in your mind. They do it so that you can have another type of affirmation. You produce it. They want to really control your reality, right? By you being passive. I got to jump here real quick. So having a healthy environment is what it nurtures your spirit, right? Just as the body uses nutrients from food to build and repair itself, the mind and spirit processes the information it receives to create patterns of thoughts, behaviors, emotional responses, right? So that's very important. The next part of prayer is that, again, it's connected to your belief. Prayer is connected to your belief system. And what is belief? It is an acceptance that a statement is true, whether it's true or not. So you could believe in anything. You could believe in a false reality. You can choose to believe in a real reality, right? And it also means trust, faith, and confidence. And just to let y'all know, what I'm reading off of here, I'm reading off my book. It's going to be called The Human Blueprint. The Human Blueprint. It's the blueprint that God has designed within you, and I'm making you aware of the certain functions that you got inside of you, so you can make something out of it. If you press this button, it's going to create this, right? But you got to know what you're pressing. Like, for example, when you're a pilot, and you probably be better than this for me. Like when you're a pilot, there's certain buttons that do certain things. When you press the wrong button at the wrong time,
something wrong gonna happen.
Something wrong gonna happen. So you could give the crowd like a better analogy than me for that.
Yeah, so you got to think of it like this, right? Think of the life of a farmer, right? You got that season where plants are all over the place, and then you got that harvest season where you got to save up all the stuff that you grew, because there's a season where it's going to be a harsh winter. You can't grow no plants, and you got to save it. You got to think of it like that. Think of a life like this, right? There's a season where everything is going your way. Everything is going great. So right now, we all got the habit of praying when things going right for us, right? When everything going right, you praying. No, actually, I'll fix it up. When everything going wrong, you praying. But every time things start getting right for you, you forget about prayer. You feel me? So now you got to understand, like, a farmer knows harvest season is coming up. So when the time to grow the plants, they focus, making sure I could grow as much crops I can, as much fruit, as much vegetables, as much beans, as much rice that I can. So when harvest season comes, I'm going to be all right. And that's like with prayer. Prayer is not good times come, I'm going to stop praying, bad times come, I'm going to pray. Because at the end of the day, what it is, it's like you're like, at the point it's going to be like, I'm only here to benefit myself. I'm only here to get something when it's benefiting me. Like, when stuff going good, I'm going to still pray because things can always get better. Let me give you a little story. All right, it's going to be a brief story, right? Good. So there's two men. One man, he was blind, okay? And another man, he had, like, a skin disease. He had, like, let's say chickenpox, right? So then an angel came to the blind man, and he asked the blind man, what's one thing you would risk for? He said, to get my eyesight. Angel turned around, he had his eyesight, had millions of dollars, had a farm, had a bunch of animals, everything. Came to the man with the skin disease. He was like, what's one thing that if you could have, what would it be? He told the man, for my skin to be clear, for me to be beautiful. Angel turned around, skin was beautiful, right? He had all the money, the land, and everything. Boom. A couple years later, Angel come back. Now the angel disguised himself as a blind man. Came to the blind man and was like, I'm blind and I need some food. Can you help me? Guess what the man that was blind before that can see now, guess what he told him? Man, get out of here. I don't got time for you. Not knowing this the angel that gave him eyesight. Angel walked away. Guess what happened? He got blind again. Went back to the man that had the skin disease. He just looked just like how the man was. Came to the man. I got the skin disease. I need to get my medicine. Can you help me out? Guess what that man did? Helped him out. You know what happened? Everything that the other man had came and multiplied to him. So he got what he had already and what the other man had just because he didn't forget where he came from. So that just showed when good things happen to you, still pray. Good things was happening for him. He still didn't forget where he was before. And that's what gave him even more than what he had because he didn't forget where he came from. That man, he got too big. He had that spirit of the Pharaoh. He got too big for his own good. Now he ended up losing everything. And he worse than what he was before. Because when you don't have nothing, you don't know what it is like to have something. So you don't know what you're missing out on. But when you got everything and you lose, that's the worst because now you knew what it felt like to have everything. Now you know that you lost it all. So it's worse to not have nothing and not know what it feels like to have something than to have something than to lose it all and know that you lost it.
Even from an Islamic context, a kuffar, one of the definitions of a kuffar is someone who is ungrateful all the time, every time. So that's part of being a disbeliever, is being ungrateful. So it's important to always be grateful no matter what your situation is. Right. Like what you said, the angel going to come back and might take your blind side again. Yep. I think I heard that story before, but I don't, like when I heard it, when the person that told me that story, I didn't understand it. You told me in clarity. Yeah. When you said blind, because I heard them talk about blind, and I heard you talk about skin disease. But after that, I had blanked out from whatever imam that was telling me. But you cleared that up for me, because I didn't know where it was leading to. I didn't know, like, the blind man got his eyesight, took it, nor did I know the guy with the skin disease kept it because he took care of that. So that's good. Yep. So for all the people that's watching, I hope you got that, bro. I hope you got that. And so I'm back at belief here, right? Belief is important because you want to question your belief systems, right? This is where you have like a paradigm shift in your mind, right? Some people believe that all rich folks are lucky. Some people believe that, no, they put in extreme effort to get to where they're at, right? The question is, what do you believe, right? And it's important to identify this system. This is knowledge itself, to reflect deeply on it, right? People, because why? Because you act the way you think. The outcomes that you are producing is from your thinking process. So when you're able to change that, you're able to change the outcomes that you want, right? And in order to do that, again, you have to pray constantly, right? You have to pray. I'm going to say pray for a positive attitude and practice having a positive attitude. I used to always fake it till I make it. I used to be like an angry dude. So I used to just put up a smile all the time just to do it. And sooner or later, I've become a little bit more open and everything like that. So I think it's important to do that. I think Les Brown told me that. I don't know if y'all hip to Les Brown.
I hear you mention him a lot.
Les Brown, he got that. Y'all know him? Y'all know Les Brown? Anybody here know Les Brown? No, Les Brown? All right.
No, you always mention him.
I always mention him. Yeah. He's most definitely one of those leaders that we should be looking up to and follow to, depending on who you want to embody and everything. I'm on the next part here. It's going to be a little gap here. Hold on. It's going to be a gap. All right. Quick question.
Patience.
Got you.
Say, patience is not the ability to wait. Patience is to be calm no matter what happens. Keep taking different actions to turn into positive growth opportunities, and have faith that it will all work out in the end while you wait.
I like that.
I just want to share that with y'all.
No, I like that. I like that. The reason I like that, because for the longest, I always thought patience was the way. And when I looked up the definition, it's like, it's how much you can endure. Yep. And be patient and sit down with it. So I think that's important. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I like that he said that because it's all about context too. Patience is it can be how long you can wait, but not necessarily waiting for something to happen, but how long you can be on a journey. Yeah. How long you can wait for the rainy days until the sun come out. Yep. How long can you go through this? How long? And it's about faith too, because like he mentioned, it's faith. They say, hard times don't last. When good comes, just know bad is coming right after. When bad comes, no good is coming right after. And even, in scripture, God said, I will not put you through anything you can't endure. Like, I won't give you more than you can handle.
Indeed.
So that's just with patience. Like, that's all it is. Like, just know whatever you're going through, like, it's something you can handle. It's a test of life. It's something that you're going to be able to get through. And then, like you said, it's like it's a perfect example. With patience, you go through something, right? It teaches you a lesson, and it makes you stronger for the next thing. So then, in that moment, you won't recognize your old self. Just how we trying to, it's all correlated. So patience is kind of a part of a foundation. When you talk about them little seeds, patience is a little seed right there.
But anytime, I laugh every time a bar is dropped, bro. Because I appreciate, like, to me, like, what's funny, comedy to me is intellectual comedy. This is what I call intellectual comedy. I think that shit funny, bro. So everybody that be seeing me laugh when somebody drop bars, bro, I just think it's funny. Like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we want to tap back into our belief system. Why? You have a conscious mind and you have a subconscious mind. I've learned that your subconscious is not just part of your brain, but it's your whole body.
Yeah.
Because it stores information, it stores emotions, it stores that trauma.
Yeah.
And what does it do? It forms a belief system for you. So you want to identify what happened in the past. I know I said last episode, fuck healing. Right? We got to stop always going back in the past. I'm going to say in the beginning of your journey, you want to go back. You want to identify why you think the way you think.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, your brain, it knows everything about you. So it starts to set up traps for you. So like it'll be like, let's say you want to grow.
Yeah.
It'll be like, nah, I'm not ready for that. Let me look back here a little bit. It starts to set up traps for you to go back. Right? Whole time it's just pushing you not to go forward. Whole time. So that's what I mean by that, to clear that up. Heal, but after that shouldn't be, because I always hear people talking about heal. Like, bro, that's.
But you know what this people think what healing is not what healing is.
Well, okay, talk about it, bro.
A lot of people think healing you have to stop.
Okay.
Healing is an ongoing journey.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people think the only type of healing, there's healing where you gotta stop. Like if you're in a hospital bed and you're sick, you have to literally lay in the bed and get healed.
Yeah.
But in the heal we're talking about it's ongoing. Like you don't know if you healed unless you keep going.
Yeah. Like
if you just stop and you're like, I don't know if I can go. You don't know if you can go unless you actually try to go. So healing is an ongoing journey. It's not I'm about to stop and heal. So when you were saying F healing, in my mind, I'm like, he's talking about the healing where you just sit there and soak and, oh my God, like, I need to give myself 6 months before I try again. Like, what is that, bro? Who's to say you have 6 months? Who's to say you have tomorrow? That's deep. A lot of people be like, in 3 months, I'm going to try again. Who's to say you even have 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 seconds? You don't know. So, like, bro, the most thing someone told me was like, anything you can do today, do not wait till tomorrow. Yeah. But I even posted on my Instagram earlier today. I say in life you got 3 days. All right? Okay. Let me tell you what the 3 days are. You got yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday has passed. You can't do nothing about it. Today is here. Try to do everything today. Tomorrow is a mystery. You don't know if you're gonna get there. Damn. A lot of people that have depression, they worry about yesterday. A lot of people that have anxiety, they're worried about tomorrow. A lot of people that stay in the path, they're moving forward. Yeah, that's the so exactly. You healing, that healing they talking about, they stuck in the past. You don't want to be stuck in the past. It's gone. You can't do nothing about it. It ain't nothing you can do. Yep. Tomorrow is not here yet. You can't get there. Tomorrow, like you don't even know if you're gonna get to tomorrow. You don't even know if you're gonna get to the next hour. Indeed. So focus on the now.
I think it's important to contemplate on death. I don't know why. I don't know why. I always do. I don't know why. I think it's just, I think it motivates me, or it makes me come to a realization like, bruh, it's going to be a time I ain't going to be here, bro. Yeah. Like all that shit we doing right now, that shit, 1,000 years from now, we don't know how effective it is. Let's say we're not effective. We're going to be forgotten. Yeah. And let's say it is effective. We might be forgotten, but we don't know how much of an extent. Will we be another Albert Einstein? Will we be a 19 Keys? Will we be a Martin Luther? You know what I'm saying? So it makes me contemplate.
I have a question for you, not to throw you off track, but this is a question because I seen a video today, and I was like, I was going to try to fit it in today if it does, but I feel like it fit in this section right here. And I feel like everyone should ask themselves this question, okay? If you was to die today,
okay,
right?
I think I know the question.
If you was to die today, would you be satisfied with the life you lived?
I wouldn't.
And if that answer is your answer, starting today, live your life in a way where if you was to die tomorrow, you'll be satisfied. Because a lot of people be like, oh, you only have one life. That's true. You only have one life. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean just live it and wild and do whatever. Because if you was to die today, would you be satisfied with the life you live? Would you be satisfied of have you impacted anyone? Have you helped anyone? Have you inspired anyone? Have you, a lot of people like, oh, I live my life to the fullest. Did you really? Did you really?
Right.
A lot of people are their own curse. A lot of people are their own roadblock. And you talked about conscious and subconscious. To me, when I think of conscious and subconscious, I think of conscious as your decision making and subconscious is what protects you. Because when your conscious self, you make a decision, but that subconscious is that gut feeling, that might not be the right decision. Think of it like this, right? You may fall, right? You falling face first. What typically happens when you're falling face first? Your arms come out and stop you. You're not doing that intentionally. That's your subconscious self protecting you from hitting your face on the ground. So subconscious is protecting you from your conscious decision. If you make a conscious decision and subconsciously know that you're not making the right decision, that's why we have gut feelings. That's why we have second thoughts. Because our subconscious is protecting us from our conscious self, because our conscious self is an imperfect being. And we are created that way.
So that's why it's important to look back into your subconscious. Because your parents formed you a certain way. Society has formed you a certain way.
Exactly.
Your past experience with your friends, with family, whatever experience you had, it's forming you a certain way.
Yep.
And it's protecting you. Right? Or it thinks it's protecting you.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're able to identify that, you're able to see like, oh, some of it is not really protection. Some of it is actually holding you to grow into that next level.
Facts.
Right? The other definition of belief, and I said it already, it should have trust, faith, confidence in someone or something. That someone could be you, right? That something could be our vision that we got, right? And the question is, do you believe in yourself? If not, if you don't, why not? What caused you in the past? Where in your subconscious do you remember someone putting you down, or do you remember there was a time where you just didn't believe in yourself, right? That small incident, that small bubble grew into a big bubble and it became your reality. Identify that. Because in this self-development journey, this healing journey, or whatever you want to call it, you have to believe in yourself. If you do not, it's a prerequisite to believe in yourself, isn't it?
I don't know what you're saying.
It's like a precondition.
Yeah.
You need it in order to grow.
Definitely.
Right? You need to believe in yourself in order to grow. If you do not, you will not put yourself into rooms or into environments that is different, that is outside of your box. The thing is, right? There was a time I didn't have no confidence. But what allowed me to develop this confidence? Reading. I'm not going to talk about reading yet, but I'm talking about a book that I read during the COVID time. It's called Magic of Thinking Big, right? And the only thing you need is the first 5 chapters. And when you read the first 5 chapters, I want you to read it 20 times, right? That's important because we got to internalize it. I thought about it earlier. I'm like, man, when we read the Quran, right? When we recite the Quran, when we learning it, we don't read it one time and go about our business.
You can't.
You cannot. We be like, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى. We have to repeat it. We have to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? So when we read books wrong a lot of the times, right? We don't want to. I heard E.T. say, you don't want to just read a book, right? What you want to do is repeat it and internalizing it. When you start to internalize it, you start to become the pages that you're reading, and you start to live out that reality, right? This is important because within that process, you develop discipline, you develop patience, and you develop focus because you're standing in one place. It's important to stand in one place. Again, I'm going to refer E.T. again, Eric Thomas. He talks about being a sniper. A sniper, they're patient. They'll sit out on the roof 4 days. They won't use the bathroom. They won't, you know what I'm saying? They won't chew. They won't turn around. They're looking at their target, right? They won't even hit the target. And will have a whole bunch of mess. because we all over the place. Yeah. But a sniper stays in one place. Yeah. And when you stay in one place, you can dial in on what you need to dial on. Again, belief is to have trust, faith in something, in someone or something. This something could be God, what we call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or you could believe in aliens, whatever you want to believe in. Yeah. But me personally, what do I believe? Now I'm going to my personal beliefs. Mm-hmm. I personally believe in Allah, my creator, and that he has put a gift inside of me. Right? And I also believe that he put a gift inside of all of you in here. So I don't just believe in myself, I believe in everybody in here. Right? And I believe that he will reveal his will to you in his own timing. Yeah. But you gotta stay connected. Allah tells us that if we lose ourselves, we directly lose him. So this whole journey is to connect with ourselves so we can connect with him. Right? We want to connect with him so we can connect with ourselves. Yeah. Really, because he comes first in that reality. But they go vice versa. This is important because this is what prepares us for the war. Again, I said Shaitan, the enemy of humanity, he knows this, right? So he throws everything at us. He knows that we're impressionable. Yeah. You know, it says we're made from clay in all scripture, right? Yes, it's not like I don't know if it's literal. Yeah. I know we're made from dirt from a scientific standpoint, but clay, you can shape it, you can mold it or whatever, right? So he knows that if he throws certain ideas, we can grab onto it. And when we grab onto it, it then produces a reality. Therefore, we're producing a reality that he wants us to produce originally. Yeah. So he put thoughts in the air to deceive us, hoping we latch on to him. And instead of us moving forward, we're moving backwards, bro. So we got to be aware of that. We see this manifest in politics. We see it manifest in ideologies and movements. And they all have faulty visions. It's not the haqq. It's not the real reality Allah wants us to latch us to. So in order to win this war, we got to be aware of our enemy and their tactics. Because when we're aware of Shaitan, I'll look at you like, well, look at that trap. Yeah. That's a trap right there. Let's not walk over there, or we're going to walk around it. You know what I'm saying? In Surah Al-Araf, Shaitan, he says, and this is when he was speaking to Allah, he talks about he will try to be in front of us, behind us, left, right. He's going to be all over us. And so he's going to set up traps on the Sabine line, on a path of when we grow into the environment and extend our hand to other people, he's going to be there. Yeah. When we try to travel the Salat al-Mustaqim, he's going to be there. But we ask Allah to guide us in that. You got something to say about that?
No, I'm just...
All right, bet. I'm going to keep going. And that's prayer in itself. Yeah. That's prayer in itself. I think I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go into writing. Right. So it's prayer, writing, reading, training, input management. The next thing is writing. Why is writing important? Okay. Writing is building your mirror. You want to build out your mirror, bro. You want to build out your mirror so you can see yourself. You want to see that shadow that's been lurking in the dark. Like we said last week, there's emotions that are inside of you that are controlling your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, and you're not tapping into them because you're afraid to tap into them. Sometimes we have these bad thoughts. I don't call them bad thoughts. I think these thoughts that we think are bad are actually boundaries that help us put boundaries on who we are, right? Help us protect us and everything. So when you write, the thing about writing, just like praying, it's like building this aura. Writing, it's like clearing the fog, right? You clear the fog, and it allows you to tap into your belief system. So what I recommend people to do, bro, it's easy to write. Bro, go to Family Dollar, right? Go to Family Dollar, buy you 4 books, buy you 5 books, buy you a pen, and start jotting stuff down. Jot down how you feeling, what you thinking. Jot down what happened in the past. Jot down what you did today. Jot down what you want to do in the future. And if you're jotting things down for the future, what you need to do is write when you write what you want, you got to write how you're going to execute that. Because, again, we don't want to be in fairy tale land where we just dream all these dreams, but we're not taking no action. No action. Something I wanted to mention last time was Pharaoh. They said they killed the boys. and they uplifted a woman in that with the children of Israel.
Yeah.
There's another. It's not they slaughtered the males, meaning they slaughtered our potential.
Yeah.
So we stayed as little boys and we never grew into becoming the men we need to be, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set us up to be. There was traps in the system that did not allow black men or men in general to flourish in the way they needed to flourish. Let me see where I'm at right here, because...
Yeah, I want to add to that about how writing. I remember last time we briefly talked about writing. At the end of the episode, I talked about how writing is important because I gave this little quote. I was like, to see is to believe.
Yeah.
So when you write something down, that's the first part of belief, right? And to believe is to achieve.
Yeah.
So if you write it down, you make it tangible, it makes you believe in it. Then to believe in it, it gives you the force to go actually achieve it.
Yeah.
Because when you have an idea and you don't write it down, you kind of just have it in that little area where it's just floating in the air. You know, you may be hesitant. Oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? But when you write it down, it's kind of like forcing you to do it.
Yep.
It's like you have no choice. It's written down. It's right in front of you. It's tangible. It's kind of telling you like, yo, hey, I'm here. What you going to do? What's up? And now you believing in it.
Yeah.
And belief, we already talked about it. Belief is kind of the source. It's like the engine of the vehicle. So if you got belief, now you can achieve it. You can work towards achieving it. So that's kind of the formula that made me think of when you was talking about writing, when you bringing up writing right now.
They were saying in the conference again, you accomplish 50% of the things that you write. So writing is a big, that might be 50, I ain't gonna lie, 50, that's not a failing to me.
No, it's not.
That's a passing. Especially if you're writing about a lot of, about growing. That's a passing average, Another reason why writing is important is because we live in a society where we're very stressed, bro. So we're limiting our mental resources. And like you said, if you're just leaving it in the air floating, right? You're causing more stress. You're putting a lot of tabs on your computer and you're not exiting it out. Right? We think about 60,000 thoughts a day, bare minimum. You don't know where it starts. You don't know where it finishes.
They're just floating around.
Just floating around. Right? So when you start to write, what you start to do is this spider web becomes something that you can see, that you can absorb, that you can follow through. Right? When you do that, you lessen your stress. Imagine that you very stressed out, and one of the ways to do it is not even to walk outside. Just go in your room, sit down, and you write something.
Facts.
You minimize your stress. That is a ripple effect, because when you minimize stress, what you start to do is you allow your brain to produce the outcomes you need, or produce the solutions. You got to get it out. It's giving you the solution that you need, right? So, have you ever tried that?
I've started.
Okay. There we go.
I want to say to in depth like that, but I'm doing it my own way, and I can see now it's aligned because I'm doing it, but not knowing what I'm doing. But for you to say that's what you need to do, it's
Yo, bro, I got a question.
Yeah.
Like, not even a definition. Like not like a dictionary definition, but what do you think stress is? Like your definition.
What my definition?
What do you think stress is?
He said, "Don't look at the definition."
Because I had a talk with my dad, and I kind of want this is a gem to me. So I kind of want to see like if you reacted the same way I did. So what you think stress is?
Yeah, can I look at the definition?
No,
first?
your definition.
I gotta look it up first.
No, like what?
I know what I think it means.
What you think it is?
I gotta look up the definition.
No, like you in your heart.
I know what you're saying.
If you hear the word stress, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I think of mental incapability.
Okay. So I talked to my dad. He was like, what you think stress is? I think I know everything. I'm telling him the dictionary definition. He gave me like a simple sentence, and I was just stuck for like 5 minutes. He said the definition of stress is trying to control what you can't control.
Ooh, that's a big part of it.
He said the definition of stress. He said if you ever have the mindset of I'm about to, like, this is the mindset to not be stressed, right? Not saying you won't never be stressed if you follow this, but you will get out of stress quicker. You go into something. There's two outcomes. Either I'm going to fail, I'm going to succeed. But at the end of the day, and this a movie I watched the other day, it's called Get Rich or Die Trying. Meaning, I'm either going to get rich or I'm going to die trying. So that's the mindset you got to have. I'm going to fail, I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to die trying. 5 seconds on the clock, basketball, buzzer beater, ball in my hands. I done worked on this shot a million times. I know it's only 2 things that can happen. I could make the shot, I could miss the shot. But I know I worked on this shot 60,000 times. We talking about 60,000 thoughts. I shot this shot 60,000 times. And I know out of them 60,000 times, I'd have made it, I'd have missed it. But at the end of the day, I cannot sulk about the result. I can just think about the pain I put in towards influencing that result, but I can't control that result. You stress when you try to control the result. A lot of people go outside and stress because it's raining. Who controls rain? Not you. You feel like you feel me? You go outside, it's hot.
Yeah.
Bro, it's hot outside. You stress because it's hot. My makeup is melting. Yeah. Who controlling the heat? You stressing about something you don't control. Yeah. So like, you gotta put energy and focus on the things you can control. And you know 2 things that you can control? It's 2 things. No matter what you do in life, it's 2 things you as a human only can control. Your energy and your effort. Your energy and your effort. That take you a long way, whether it's your job, whether it's with your family, whether it's anything in life. Energy and effort.
What I hear from that, bruh, is appreciating the process. You got to appreciate the process. Yeah. It's because through the process is who you become. And, bro, that is a big factor right there. And just because he said that, I think people need to write down what they have control of in their lives.
Yep.
And what they do not have absolute control of. When you do that, you put this into the forefront of your mind. When the situation happens, you know, like, something I could do about this.
Do you have, if I don't like you, do you have control over that?
No.
There's people that stress because people don't like them. You don't control that.
Yeah. I think it's something you mentioned too, learning how to adjust.
You gotta learn. You gotta be a chameleon.
This is a word that Umar Ba uses. My boy Umar Ba. What did he say? It's like you gotta be creative on the spot. I forgot the improvise.
Yeah, you gotta be able to improvise.
You gotta be able to improvise. You gotta be able to adapt. Whatever pops up, you gotta just be able to think for that.
And do you know the thing with adapting, right? A lot of people want to evolve or they want to get better, but not change their habits. Talk about that. A butterfly can't do what a caterpillar do. You feel me? Because a butterfly is a caterpillar at first. Yeah. Then it transforms into a butterfly. Yeah. But you can't be a butterfly and try to do what a caterpillar do.
Indeed.
That's why they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So I can't expect to be a better version of me if I'm doing the other version stuff. Yeah. If I want to get better, I got to adapt and improvise new things, new habits for myself. But I can't want to succeed and bring in old furniture from an old home when I'm trying to move into a new house. I can't do that.
I love that.
So you can't be a butterfly with the habits of a caterpillar.
I love that. He said, repeat that again, you a butterfly.
You can't be a butterfly and try to do what a caterpillar does. Can't.
Cannot. So you got to reconstruct yourself.
Yep.
You cannot. You can't. You say it again. Say it again.
You can, but why would you want to crawl if you can fly?
Why would you?
Why would you want to crawl if you can fly? That's why they say you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run.
I like that.
And before you could do anything, you gotta have a sense of direction. You gotta know where you're going. Because if you're just crawling and you don't got no direction, you're just gonna go. You could crawl off a cliff. You could walk off a cliff. You could run off a cliff. You gotta have a sense of direction. Like, for example, a baby. If you were to put a toy right there, what that baby gonna do? They're gonna crawl to the toy. They're not gonna crawl over there. They're gonna crawl to the toy. That toy is their sense of direction. Now, our sense of direction as humans is the sirat al-mustaqim, the straight path. That's our sense of direction. So everything in life, no matter if you, and another thing, a lot of people think a straight path is just a straight path. Nah, straight path can be this, that. But it's about the conclusion. It's not about where you start, it's about you finish. We talk about our journey. That's why we have these, that's why we're available, that's why we're able to give this game. Because our start wasn't perfect.
Not at all. Nowhere near.
Nobody's start is perfect. So that's why we're able to give this game, because we experienced some stuff. Our finish is not even, like, we're not even perfect now, but we done experienced so much that we're not perfect, but all the lessons we have learned at this part of our journey, we are able to share.
Indeed.
And that's it.
That's why I don't like opinions. Because, like, people give opinions. It's good to grasp opinions from your perspective or from your experience, but please develop a method from it.
Yeah.
Please look back into your life and see, like, the reason I was able to develop these tools, because I asked myself one time, like, yo, how I even get here? How I get here? I'm like, oh, I remember I did this, and this is why I'm here. Yep. So I'm looking back at the formula that I didn't know I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this guy.
That's what you made me realize that.
What?
You were saying just kind of look at all the things that come back tenfold.
But imagine all the things you did to get here. Like you said, what you be saying to us all the time? You say, this is the perfect time, and you could cut me off here. This is the perfect timing, but we was all working prior to this.
Yeah.
What?
Alignment. It's all aligning to get to this point. You saying that's when I be saying that?
Yeah.
It's all gonna make sense.
It's all gonna make sense. So, like, when we put the energy and effort now, it's a team now to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just you building your garden.
Yep.
You got 5 other people with you building your garden. What that garden gonna look like?
Fact. Because at a point of time, you was a stranger to me. I was a stranger to you. Iye was a stranger until the first day I met him. Yeah. And now look at us. It's like, if you were to see us from an outside point of view, if we were to see us three, you would think we grew up with each other. We knew each other forever. No. I mean, you two did, but like, if you just see how we work together, and that just shows positive energy is a force.
Facts. And we running over you niggas.
And
we running over you
said
niggas.
It. You said
we running you over, bro. For real, we really running you over. I don't say that at a joke. I say that as like, if you come, was it you that posted the video, or you? What? When somebody, the new, you ever heard that new era guy? He was like, if you come and disrespect us, it's F you too. It's like,
oh yeah, the video you sent me.
I said that to you.
You sent it to me, but he posted it.
For real? I sent it. I sent it to you.
You sent it to me, but he posted it.
Type shit. Yeah. That's the energy. Yeah. It's positive energy. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say if you say F you, I'm gonna say F you too. I'm just saying though. I ain't gonna say it.
But the thing is, like, it's 2 different FUs though. Your FU could be actually FU, but my FU is not. I'm saying it back, but it's saying I'm not considering you no more.
Okay, talk
like I'm not letting you disrupt what I got going on. Like it's still going. Yeah. Like your negative energy is not gonna stop what I got going on. I'm still going. I'm still gonna accomplish what I gotta accomplish. So the FU that I'm saying back to you is, yo, like I want you to eat. Not just at my table. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I don't care if you eat or not. I just don't want you at my table. Mm-hmm. Either way, the people at my table going to eat. Well, why? Whether you eat or not, that's no longer my concern. I'm eating with the people at my table. Indeed. So if you say F me, you're no longer at my table. Yeah. So whether you eat or not, I hope you eat, but whether you eat or not, it's no longer my concern. I'm worried about the people at my table. Gotcha. So that's the FU that you're returning back.
I like that. I never thought about it like that. Yeah. Never thought.
Exactly.
I never thought about it like that. Yeah. So we still on writing. Mm-hmm. We talk about, you mentioned the caterpillar can't be a butterfly, nor can the butterfly go back and be a caterpillar. Mm-hmm. So in this writing process, you want to reconstruct your whole self. Mm-hmm. You do not want to be able to recognize who you are, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things you have to really tap in is your emotions. So a lot of the times we hear emotions are animalistic. Emotions are only animalistic when you constantly allow it to override your intellect. Mm-hmm. That is another form of oppression. Yeah. What I mean by oppression is you're not allowing yourself to become the way God made you. Yeah. Right? I say I believe in truth. Mm-hmm. I also believe in growth. Yeah. But growth, when you're growing, you're living the truth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed you to be in, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to tap into our emotions, right? Because the emotions are giving you information. Yeah. Right? It's feeding you information, and you have to infiltrate that. Mm-hmm. When you infiltrate these emotions, you no longer become triggered by everything. Yeah. A lot of us are reactive as hell. Right? So reactive. And we got to learn how to just take a deep breath. Got to meditate. Yeah. I meditate in the sauna. Like, one thing about the sauna, right, it get to a point where it's so hot you want to leave. But that's the external environment forcing me to react. So you know what I do? I'm like, let me just sit down and just breathe and keep myself. I like keeping myself in the fire. Yeah. So I can learn. So when I go out into the world, into the real world, when I got to, network, whatever, build, got to deal with certain BS, I'm able to not allow the external environment to control me, and me, I'm in my internal self and just standing up inside of that. So we got to identify these emotions. When you do that, first of all, when you don't check your emotions, it disrupts you, right? It disrupts the harmony between your mind and your body, right? So you start to create instability within yourself, right? Within your own biology, you start to have hormonal balance, right? That's why we see a lot of these boys or so-called men act like what we call females, right? They're not being in control in the thing that they're supposed to be in control of. This causes stress. This increases your stress. When you're increasing your stress, you know what else you increase? Or you know what you decrease? Your mental capacity, your mental bandwidth. And that's the thing that is controlling the decisions you make. So you're limiting yourself. Again, you are oppressing yourself when you do this. So you got to take yourself out this loop. Stress is one of the biggest blockages. Imagine you trying to travel, but stress is right here. It's a blockage. Yeah. So you got to be able to see it. You got to be able to identify it, and you got to be able to do other things. Some of the things that causes our stress: smoking, right? Drinking, overeating, extreme anger. These things cause inflammation in your body. My brother right here, my brother Tony, he always talks about health, right? So that health, if we don't take care of our health, we can cause death. We can literally. It's not just it don't just become mental and spiritual. It becomes physical. A lot of people are dying because of that, right? So we got to be able to control our emotional state. Even in the media, they throw out things to. You been watching this Jubilee stuff?
Jubilee, I heard of that. What is that?
So,
bro, is it a little debate thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where they be like ex-Muslim versus ex-Christian, or a white poor man versus black. I don't know what you're talking about. The little debate stuff. Yeah.
So I watched like a group of Christians and a group of Muslims. I'm like, this is not even genuine. Yeah. I know if I got mad, I know the average nigga or the average human is mad as hell. I was like, this ain't, because it's not healthy conversations. Yep.
And it's like a way of dividing us.
It is a way of dividing us. It is, and to me, that's the way. That's shaitan. That's the trap that we see. Like, damn, Simon, you see that? Yeah. Like, yeah, let me go this way real quick, or let me move it around to the side and everything like that. So I see stuff in like the Jubilee stuff. I'm like, man, this ain't genuine. Yeah. And I want to know. I gotta look up who made Jubilee. When we know who made it, we know. Okay, you'll know. Like, okay, these people are not here to bring any common ground here. So. Just be aware of that. Just be aware that there's podcasts out there. There's other people. They just want you to react. Yeah. They want you to be emotional, right? Even the movies, the shows, they want you to be emotional. They want you to come to the logic that the person, that the character came into. So we got to be careful with that.
When you say that, it brings my mind to this one thing. It's something that's going viral right now. I don't know if y'all follow TikTok and social media, but right now the thing that's going viral is this thing people call rage baiting. I don't know. There's this thing they call, it's like, I'm seeing all these videos, rage bait pranks. And they rage bait and like, they trying to get you to react. And that just goes, like, when you was talking about reacting and all that, that's just the first thing that came to my mind. It's like, the people that know better will rage bait you to get you to go out of character or go have an out of body experience or just to react. So and the thing is, I was talking to someone, they was like, this person makes me mad or this thing makes me mad. And I told them, like, okay, I hear you, but you gave them the power to make you mad. You gave them the power to make you feel this way, because anything you don't give power to cannot affect you emotionally. Indeed. Whether I have money or not, I'm going to be the same Samba. Whether I have a luxury car or not, I'm going to be the same Samba. Whether I'm a millionaire or not, I'm going to be the same Samba. I can't be like, oh, if I don't get $1 million, I'm going to be upset, because now I get that $1 million power to dictate who I am. Not saying I don't want $1 million. It would be nice to have it. Right. But at the end of the day, the person I am would not be dictated by if I have $1 million or not. A lot of people are dictated by their circumstance. Yep. A circumstance is a temporary state. Like your circumstance right now could be poor. In 2 years, you may be rich. So a lot of people, they start poor and get rich. But when they get rich, they have a poor mentality because they're stuck in that state.
Yeah.
So like we say, you got to adapt. You got to improvise. Yeah. You got to reconstruct yourself. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people would be rich and they don't last being rich. They'll be rich for a year or two. That's why a lot of our pro athletes or celebrities, after they get done shooting movies or shooting hoops or catching touchdowns, they go broke. You know why? Because that mentality is not rich. Indeed. That mentality is not wealthy. They're stuck in that state of being poor. You know why? Mm-hmm. Because they let their circumstance dictate who they are.
And that goes back to the turf and grass mindset. You're looking good on the outside, but you didn't truly develop the characteristics, right? You ain't developed the strength inside of you. Yeah. So whatever circumstance happens, you can grow. You know, right. A person that is true to himself, no matter what situation happens, they're able to grow through that. Right. But someone with turf, you got to rechange that. You got to reconstruct everything from that. Yeah. So you got to detach from your emotion, not in a sense where you oppress it or leave it, but you have to be able to be aware of it. Yeah. So when you write it, it creates space. You want to be emotionally intelligent. You want to okay, that's what that is. And then you start to put up boundaries. You start to, again, being passive, right? I've been learning about, I learned about emotional intelligence last year at Aiken with this teacher named Ms. V. And I forgot some of the things that she said. Let me come into mind. There's some people that are passive when they don't put no boundaries. Where, let's say, I bothered you a couple of times. I said something disrespectful to you a couple of times, and you didn't check me for it. Yeah. Right? You gave me 4 chances, but one time you just blow up on me. Why? Because you didn't have the courage to be like, yo, that's disrespectful. Yeah. But if I would have said that in the first time, right? If you would have checked me the first time, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah. Because I communicated in a healthy way, like I don't feel good when you say this, right? But the person that allows that person to say that continuously, you start to disrupt your own self, your peace, because you're like, no, why I ain't tell this person this? Why I ain't tell it? Now you going through your own mind when you would have just, if you would have knew that made you mad, if you would have said it in a healthy way, it wouldn't have keep happening. Right. So that's something that I had to learn personally recently, and I've been working on that recently too as well. So. Writing is it cuts off the anchor. It sets you free. So I'm gonna be done with writing now. The next one is reading. Reading, I'm gonna put it. This is where you build brain cells, bro. Like literally, this is where you build new neurological connections in your mind. Right? Your brain has many neurotransmitters, right? And they have chemical reactions called synapses. Each time you read something, you're building a new synapses. So I said this before. Think about your brain. Like the roads of Cincinnati or Covington or Houston, wherever you may be. Think about it like that. When a government wants to build new roads, they hire contractors, they buy new equipment, right? They buy cement. But for you, all you got to do is hire yourself. All you got to do to build new roads in your brain is hire yourself, right? So invest in your own mind. Please invest in your own mind. The money that you spend on whatever, that same money can be recuperated somewhere else. It can be energized somewhere else, and that can be reading. It is crucial for you to read.
Wait, hold on. I'm not a big music person, but is that thing in music when, what is it, a double entendre or whatever? Bro, you said you have to hire yourself, right? Yeah. Hire yourself as far as, employing yourself. Yeah. But in another sense, hire yourself as far as elevating yourself. Got you. So you're hiring yourself, but you're hiring yourself as well.
That's, there's a word for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What
is a double entendre?
It's like you're saying one word, but it can have two meanings. Gotcha. Meaning you're saying in your sense, you're saying higher, but that word can also be heard as higher as far as elevating yourself.
I think it's sound phonetics too, where this word, I got something called intuitive breakdown, right? So like the word intellect. I say intellect has to do everything with evolving. But how did I come to this conclusion? So the word intellect, you hear the word in, you hear the word tell, you hear the word elect, you hear the word select. So in is inside. So there's information inside of you, like tell. It's telling you something. Yeah. Then you have the word telly, which is like an antenna. You're picking up information outside of you. So your intellect is picking up information inside, and outside of you, and it's forming a story, right? But what your brain does, it elects, right? It elects the best information that you have received externally and internally.
And put it together.
It puts it together, and then it helps you make a decision so you can create a reality. So this is, when you said that, that's what came into mind. It might not, I don't know if it connected or not, but in the same way that you're talking about it, but that's what made me think. So when you read, you build you build a city within yourself, right? So you bring about new thought patterns, you think about new thinking and a new type of consciousness. Keep in mind when you do read, when you look at the city right now, this city ain't look like this 10 years ago, right? It's constantly being updated. So each time you read, right, understand there's going to be some mental belief system that you had, bruh. It ain't going to be there in the next 5 years. Right. That's why I say I believe in truth. Because when you operate in truth, you're always going to be evolving. You're always going to be growing. Because the old system, like, you know, we have like a lot of people that say, oh, the Quran don't apply now. No, the way you're applying it is incorrect. You're using an ancient method. You're using, because the truth applies all time, every time. Yep. Even in the word truth, you hear the word through. Yep. So in a space-time continuum, past, present, future is always going to apply. Yeah. It's just the way you apply it. Yep. We live in a technological world now, and people are trying to apply what happened 1,400 years ago. No, you got to read. You got to update your understanding of it. So that's why they say old keys can't open up new doors. It cannot, bro. Yeah. At all, bro. It cannot. So we got to be aware of that. So we got to be. For me, you got to be a scholar, or you should attempt to be. Right? We should attempt. We always want to be like hoopers. You was the one that sent me the video.
Oh, but it was like, I forgot. I was talking about it too. It was like nigga run, nigga jump, nigga something, nigga die. Basically, like even back in slavery on the plantation, that's what they had for black people. You were an athlete, or you're in sports, you're in entertainment, and then you die. That's your journey. Yep. Like it's not expected. That's why it's a gatekeeper in all the industries of business, medicine, science, all that. There's gatekeepers because it's nigga run, nigga fly, nigga. I forgot, but it was just talking about how it's not designed for us to succeed in those fields. He said God didn't design us to do that, and we're not designed to do that. He said that was just an outlet for us. Yep. And then we talk about Brother Nuri Muhammad as well. That's because I think you heard him say that too. He was with me too it was like 2-3 weeks ago with that. So keep that in mind. Reading. And the thing about reading, right, there's a difference between information and knowledge. Information is just bits and pieces that are transferring into your mind, right? But knowledge is when you filter out the truth from it. Yeah. It's the light. It is the guidance. It is the Hudan, right? So when you read these books, any book you read, you gotta keep in mind, especially if it's not the book of Allah, you gotta keep in mind these are people here. So you can't take all these books as full truth. You cannot. You got to be able to mentally think for yourself. You got to counter some of these belief systems that you see within these books. If not, you could be guided astray, or from the Dalla or on the original path. So when you do read, please have a counter mechanism, right? And even write about what you read, because you want to strengthen your memory. A lot of times we forget what we read about. That's not useful. That's not useful at all, right? I'm looking through here, bro. I'm trying to skip through a lot of this because I feel like I took a lot of this time here. Yeah. I'm gonna go into input management. I'm gonna leave reading alone. You got any books that you recommend? I'm always gonna say the Quran and Scripture. Yeah, honestly, like I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big reader. Like I just started reading during Ramadan. Actually, when you gave me the clear Quran, that's when I actually started reading. Right. Okay. So I've been reading that, and even I found this audio book. So in my car for the last 4 days, that's what I've been listening to. There we go. So, but I'm not a big reader, but I know there's a lot of books out there. But the thing about it is, when you read, you got to be able to be not selective, but as far as like you read something, and just know like when reading, it's not, you don't take everything. You cannot. That's like in school, right? They'll tell you don't plagiarize. You got to paraphrase. You got to read the book, and you got to take the stuff that apply to your life and take that. Because a lot of people read a book, and they be like, oh, I got to apply all this to my life. Or they be like, oh, this doesn't apply to me, and they dismiss the whole book. Take bits and pieces of that book that apply to your life and instill it to your repertoire or your routine so it can help you be a better version of yourself. Indeed.
So I'm gonna name some books. I'm gonna say the Quran. That's number one. I'm gonna say scripture. I'm gonna say Magic of Thinking Big. Like I said, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Everybody talk about Think and Grow Rich, but you gotta read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill because you gotta see the traps that he set up. And the key about that is you gotta develop a vision. Because if you don't have a vision, you're running heatless, right? We got Stolen Focus. It's a very good book. You talk about people think we're not disciplined. In reality, you are disciplined because that's in your nature to be disciplined as men. But there are institutions that are investing trillions of dollars to take away it. So again, you got to identify that trap that Satan has put, and you got to develop a strategy that goes against that, right? So you want to create an environment, right? You want to tap into your soil that allows you to stay focused. One of the ways I do that is I got something called a 5-hour solution, where for 90, I have a 90-minute, I have 2 30 minutes, I have 2 60 minutes, and I have 2 45s that add up to 330 minutes, right? So for 90 minutes straight, I'm staying focused. I'm reading something, I'm listening to something, and I'm jotting down. Then I can take a break, 20-minute break, 30-minute break, however. Then you go back 30 minutes, take a break after that. Then go back 15 minutes, or not 15, but 45 minutes, take a break. What this does, it reinforces your mind to focus. And what you start to do is become into this flow state. The highest form of focus is to be in flow state, where you're just letting it flow. So keep that in mind. What other book that I got? The Way of the Superior Man. 19's got a book, Reprogramming. You got any books, brother? Name 2 books.
12-week year.
12-week year.
4 agreements.
And what is it?
4 agreements.
The 4 agreements by, is it David? What's his guy name? Because he got a couple of books. Speaking of that, it's another book called The Compound Effect, Atomic Habits. There's another book, that guy that you just said. He got another book, Alchemist. I think he got The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a very good book. So those are good books that y'all can tap into. Please take action, bro. Please take action. The other 2 is input management. What you put inside of yourself is what you get. What you do with your time produces your future. So, me personally, the best way to do this is it's like reading, but also listening, like what you say, auditory. Like, for example, let's say we all got 9 to 5s, right? We going to work. Your job, it takes about 30 minutes to get to your job. That is a school session. That is a session for you to learn something, right? So let's say I want to be a real estate agent or investor. Bro, you should invest time within those 30 minutes going to work or going back home to listen to that. What it does, it reforms your subconscious. You start to operate like a real estate agent, right? So depending on what you want to do and what you want to become, you should follow that order, follow those disciplines, and follow that. And the last one is training, right? I'm not going to go in depth in these things right now because I feel like it took a lot of time, my boy. Training. There's two things of training. Working out is important. But the other concept of training is all the stuff I just told you. So working out, reading, writing, praying, and input management. When you do all these things, you have to redo it. You cannot do it one time. You cannot read one time. You cannot write one time. You cannot train one time. Nor can you, affirm your belief one time. It is a constant state of jihad. And it's a spiral. When you work, it's not a linear path. It's like a roller coaster. It's like this. You'll move forward just to stay up and come back down. You'll move forward just to go back. But that going back builds a momentum for you to move forward. And you'll constantly go through this. And when you understand this, bro, first of all, you remove the understanding that you have control of it. Right? To think that, I'm reading, I'm supposed to go this. But no, you're going to go through ups. You're going to go through downs. But you have to build an environment for yourself to do this. So when you go to my house, you'll see my books. I got 2 desks now, where one of them is to record content. The other one is to just sit down and just read and be on my laptop and everything. So you have to cultivate an environment. This is what I call a war room as well. Again, it's a constant state of jihad. A constant state of jihad. My brother, Do you got anything to add on to that?
Yeah. So when you was talking about like input management, right, and just talking about everything together, you got to repeat it, right? When I was in prep school, like he used to say this every day, and I'd be like, dude. But now, 4 years later, I look back at it, I'm like, bro, he was spitting. He said the art of perfection is through repetition.
For sure.
Doing the same things over and over and over again. You don't learn how to install or mount a TV by reading a book. You may learn how to do it, but you'll learn how to perfect it by doing it over and over and over and over again. Anything in life, even when you go to school, right? Like for me, I went to school to be a teacher. The first 3 years was just about reading books, studying, taking tests. You know what that last year was? Clinicals. Meaning, I read all the books. Now I got to go actually act like I'm a teacher. Dang. That's how you learn, by action. You don't learn by just reading the stuff, but you got to apply what you read. So, and you got to keep applying it, keep applying it, keep applying it, keep applying it. That's why a lot of stuff that you see, like, bro, let's say, let me give you an example. I like to always refer to sports because I'm a big sports fan, right? And I feel like a lot of us men, we can all relate to sports. You will watch a football game or a basketball game and you will see this athlete do something and you'll be like, bro, that's crazy, that's impossible. Do you know how many times that athlete was in the gym by themselves, or on the field by themselves, or in the weight room by themselves, training on that particular shot or that particular catch or route or lift or whatever? It's because they have perfected it. And before we end this, I'm going to leave y'all with this one quote. And if you don't listen carefully, it may go over your head. Okay? Successful people do not do extraordinary stuff. They do the ordinary stuff extra. They don't do, successful people don't do extraordinary stuff. They do the ordinary stuff extra. Meaning everything that's ordinary, they do it over and over and over and over again. So to the naked eye, it looks extraordinary. When you see a touchdown, when you see a 360 dunk, when you see a step back buzzer beater from half court, that looks extraordinary. But they do the ordinary stuff extra to us for it to look extraordinary.
Mastering the fundamentals.
Mastering the fundamentals, which is the ordinary stuff. Everything that's boring, everything that's fundamental, you have to master it. You got to do it extra for it to look extraordinary.
I like that. How we want to end this, bro? How we want to end this? I want you to talk about something real quick before we end. Because we're going to talk about, the next time we record, we're going to talk about a system that you want to implement. Is there a brief thing you want to talk about with the people about that?
Yeah. So the system that, I'm going to give y'all a little summary. So shout out to my boy Du, because me and him kind of, he like created this framework, but I kind of edited it to fit into my own lifestyle. So it's 3 T's, right? That's what the focus is going to be. It's going to be 3 T's, right? Transcend, transmute, and transform. So transcend means go above the problem or the obstacle, rise above it. Transmute is to shut down all the extra noise, focus on you and within yourself. Give yourself that power to tackle this. And then transform is the ultimate result of you changing from who you were to who you are now.
There we go.
So that's what my framework is going to be about, the three T's: transcend, transmute, and transform.
I like that.
So look out for that episode 6 coming.
For sure. If you haven't already, if you ain't subscribed, you a bum. You's a bum. So I'm playing. But I hope y'all got something out of this, bro. Again, take action. Don't just take this as entertainment. I'm just trying to take action. That's what me and everybody that's in here have to do. They have to take action. We learned from these leaders and we took action. I'm telling you that the leaders that you're looking up to, they're giving you a formula. But again, if you only listen to them once, you're not understanding the basics of what they're trying to give you, right? So please create an environment, cultivate yourself, want to be better, right? For whatever reason you want to be better for. You have your own reasons. Develop 100 whys on why you want to be great or whatever. But please take action, right? We're ending this right here. Subscribe, like, share to the channel. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace to the believers.
Peace to the non-believers.
This is Prolific Abdullah.
The boy Samba.
And you are now watching New World Television.
Back.
Peace.
Yes, Lord.